What it do, YouTube? You already know it's your boy Savin. We are back with another NBA 2K22 MyNBA episode. And in today's episode, man, we're just a couple of days away from the trade deadline, man. And we made one move, but it's one move in particular that's just had me on the wall back and forth. And it's like this. I am the GM of the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I feel like as the GM, I have to put Oklahoma first in this franchise, because when you look at it, it's like if a player is retiring, I feel as though that you have to make sure that the team is okay after that player retires. Like, the player retiring is okay and it's all good, but what's going to happen to the franchise once that player retires? So with that being said, taking a look at our roster, or matter of fact, taking a look at the first move we made. So if we go to the transaction report, we taking a look at the first move we made. We traded Kemba Walker and Nate Biddle for Kevin Porter Jr. and Frank Kaminsky, which I feel like is a good trade. Everybody is on a 1 year except Nate. So that's what we ended up like trying to get rid of, that multiple year deal that Nate Biddle came with the last trade. Some other teams made some trades too. Jonas Valanciunas went to the Hawks. Wow. Skylar Mays and McKinley Wright for C.D. Osman. So yeah, a lot of Jabari Parker. Wow, so a lot of trades been going down. It's right before the trade deadline, so I mean everybody trying to get in order. So with that being said, I know I've been hitting on a trade between LeBron. Okay, so when you're looking at LeBron, you know what I'm saying, 39, and this is the main thing that jumped out at me when I was looking through the ambitions. He said, my agent said that I know when it's time to hang him up, this will be my last season. So with that being said, I feel like even if we win a championship, we losing a whole lot going into next year. I mean, we still have AD coming up right behind Bron, and AD only 26. And I mean, AD's been in the starting lineup before. He just agreed to sign a extension for 4 years to where he would make like 13 or 14 million on the last 2 years. So it's like I feel like if we lose LeBron, it's gonna be harder to sign somebody in the offseason. So even if we win a championship, we're as the franchise, we're gonna be stuck in one place. And I just don't want to see that happen to us. So when we're looking at trades for LeBron, we get 5 offers. Tobias Harris, Vincent from the 76ers, Jaren Jackson Jr. and Marvin Bagley, John Collins and Jonas Valanciunas, Cade Cunningham. I didn't even see this trade. Cade Cunningham and Kristaps Porzingis. Now this one is they're trying to get Shaedon Sharp. I didn't see that. So that's definitely a no-go. And then the Warriors trying to give us Gortman and Thompson. But right here is the one that jumped out at me. Jaren Jackson Jr. has a 3-year contract worth $27.10 million. 24 years old. Marvin Bagley, $16 million. But, I mean, it's a 1 year, so it'll fall off at the end of the year. And we'll be pretty good at power forward, so we don't really need him going into the next year. But Jaren Jackson Jr. will be with us for the next 3 years, or the next 2. And I feel as though we should go ahead and accept that trade to ensure that, you know, as a team, we will be good going into the next 3 seasons or the next 2 seasons. So I've just been going back and forth on what to do. Because I mean, with LeBron being on the team, that's a for sure championship. I already know how he played in the playoffs. That's a for sure championship. We can still win the championship with Jaren Jackson Jr. But it's like with LeBron, you know, it's his last season. He gonna give it his all, and he gonna really go out for that championship. So, You know what? Saying all that to say, I don't even know what I'm saying. I think we're going to go ahead and go with this trade. I mean, we have to think about OKC in this instance, right? Like, I mean, what can you do when you're in the place of a GM? All you can do is just worry about the franchise itself. So I think we're going to go ahead and take this trade. This is going to be by far the craziest trade of them all. Even the big trade between Ben Simmons. Like, I feel like this one is going to be bigger because how much LeBron impacted Oklahoma and what he brought to the table, helping us win that championship. And then I did want to see LeBron ride out on the championship. I mean, and he still might. The Grizzlies might beat us. You never know. So I think we're going to go ahead and take this trade. The Grizzlies is saving a low and cap, but I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this trade. And there it is. Let's go to social media. Not sure what to think about the move by the Thunder to get Jaren Jackson Jr. as they now have similar players fighting for minutes at power forward. Hate to lose LeBron to the Grizzlies, but I love getting Jaren Jackson Jr. for my Thunder. Thunder trade LeBron James for Jaren Jackson Jr. And that's pretty much it. So nobody really went crazy over the trade. I mean, it is what it is. I felt like it's the best move for the team moving forward. So taking a look at our roster now, brand new roster. I mean, we got a lot to get together. Now we got Kevin Porter Jr. instead of Kemba Walker. The small forwards and everything is fine. And now we got Jaren Jackson Jr. right here in the place of LeBron with Marvin Bagley III, and then we got AD right behind him. We ended up giving away that rookie. I mean, he literally never played all year for us. And then our centers got Frank Kaminsky. So Frank is definitely dropping off next year, and Bagley. So that'll open up a little bit of cap. 16 million and then 5 million, 6 million pretty much. So about 20 million we're going to save in cap. But, I mean, we pretty much set for the next 3 years or 2 years with Jaren Jackson Jr. I felt like that's the best move for the OKC organization. Maybe not the best move for Brian, but moving forward, it's the best move for us. And then we still got a lot of trade pieces. We still got a lot of stuff we could shift around and just make the team all around better. We got a lot of draft picks coming up. So, I mean, you never know what might happen. I think this is just the best move for the Oklahoma City Thunder moving forward. And as the standing in GM, I think I had to make that decision. But speaking of games, we got one game left, and it's against the 76ers. So we're going to go ahead and play the 76ers right here. And then let's see if we simulate through this date right here. Wait. Let me see. We got to adjust rotation manually. So we got a bunch of minutes to give out. I don't know why it does this sometimes. It just messes up the minutes. So we gotta just... Alright, so we finally got the game plan down pat. So let's go ahead and simulate through this date and see if we can get one more. So first game with Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, we lost by 1 point. So maybe that was the game to try to get our bearings down pat, like, you know, just get everything in order. Devin Booker dropped 46, 5, and 4 with 1 steal. Shamet dropped 22 and 5. Alton dropped 20 and 16. Holmgrens dropped 18 and 10. Washington dropped 7. Vucevic dropped 12. SGA dropped 30. Kevin Porter Jr. first game dropped 24 points. Jaren Jackson Jr. with 21 points. Zach LaVine with 18. Sharp with 13 and 6. Giddey dropped 13. And Victor dropped 12. Hero dropped 11. So not a bad game. Just lost by 1 point, man. Looking at this box score right here, let's see. Booker dropped 32, 9 and 8 with 2 steals. Vucevic dropped 19, 8 and 5. Chet dropped 15 and 6. Washington dropped 12 and 7. Shamet dropped 11 and Alton dropped 10. Looking at us, Tyler Hero dropped 22, AD dropped 16, Zach dropped 15, 4 and 10, nice double-double. Victor dropped 13 and 5, Kevin Porter Jr. dropped 10, Sharp dropped 9, Jaren Jackson Jr. only scored 8, 5 and 0. So that, I mean, LeBron sometimes put up numbers like that, so that's not really scaring me at all. We got a trade offer from the Bulls. Let's see what the Bulls talking about. That's why I wanted to make sure we didn't just jump through. Tyrese Maxey and Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey and Terrence Shannon Jr. I think we're just going to have to pass on that one. I like Tyrese Maxey and Alex Caruso, but we're going to have to pass on that. I think we done with trading for the remainder of the season. I think we're pretty good at what we got. All right, finally we get to talk with the head scout. And then just, all right, so he got some of the people scattered out fully. All right, so we're going to go ahead and, let me see, got to change. So we definitely want to scout these people right here. I think that's who we're going to scout. All right, so we got our scouting taken care of, and now it's time to at least try to simulate through this date right here. See if we get one more. Nope, we don't get no more trades. We don't get no more trades. Take a loss to the Cavaliers. All right, so it's like, let's see how we lost this game. Garland dropped 23, 1 and 8. Sexton dropped 21. Allen dropped 20 and 11. Mobley dropped 14 and 9. Brown dropped 11. Richardson dropped 11. Dosunmu dropped 10. And SGA dropped 26. Levine dropped 16. Sharp dropped 13. Hero dropped 11. Jaren Jackson Jr. dropped 9. 4. Kevin Porter Jr. both of them had a low scoring game, so I don't know. But we got 2 wins back to back right after that. I want to take a look at this one. So Jaren Jackson Jr. not really performing so far. Let me see. What about the Pacers win? Bagley dropped 15. Porter dropped 13. All right, so Jaren Jackson Jr. just got to step up a little bit more. I want to check something real quick before we jump into that game. We're going to go to rosters. We're going to go to the Grizzlies, and then we're going to just see how LeBron did in the last couple games. So LeBron just been going off like usual. All right, so the last game, I want to say he played what, maybe the Grizzlies could have played, but LeBron damn near got a triple-double in his last game, so not a good look. So LeBron possibly going off. I mean, they catch a dub, they took a L. I mean, and the Grizzlies been on a winning streak. Maybe this is some of us. Because I remember the last game we played the Bulls, 130 to 112. So ain't no telling, man. And already Kevin Porter Jr. and Marvin Bagley are already complaining. So we're just going to let them complain, and that's going to be it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into this game against the Sixers. I mean, the introduction already been long enough. Let's go ahead and get into this game. We just gonna run stock jerseys, man. Let's get it. All right, man. Let's get this game started. Off the screen, let's go. Pulling off Zach. Let's go. Zach capping off in the beginning.
Zach Levine's scoring instincts have him always ready for the catch and shoot.
Harris outside.
So now we're getting our first look at Jaren Jackson. Tobias Harris scoring real easy. Maybe LeBron would have blocked that.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander.
All right, nice pass out. Got another screen. Got Victor cutting. Vic, let's go. Zach LaVine with some nice defense. Let's go. Pushing it. Got Tyler. See if we can get Jaren Jackson going. Got Jaren cutting to the basket and one. Let's go.
Last regular season, which went according to script. Right, you are. I mean, winning the games they were supposed to win.
A nice tap up the floor. Let's go.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
What? You mean the throw down at
nice steal from Jaren Jackson Jr. Now we running. Got Tyler.
Now here's Hero. He had 9 points in his last time out.
Off the screen, Tyler Hero getting right to the cup. Nice layup from Tyler. Nice block by Jaren Jackson, and now we trying to get down the floor. Had to try to get the ball. Nice screen, and Zach LaVine right to the cup. Get out of the way.
Pulls up three-pointer.
Corner, bang. Let's go. Nice steal from Jaren Jackson Jr. Now they running up the floor.
Here's Sharp. Jackson on the wing.
Back out to LaVine.
Outside LaVine.
Off the screen.
Driving inside.
And Zach. Got Sharp corner. Got Sharp corner. Bang. All right, so we got the bench in finally, and now we're getting our first look at Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr. can't get to the rack.
There's the call on Lonzo Ball. That's his first foul of the game.
Lonzo over here reaching. See if we can try to get Kevin Porter Jr. some points.
Ball against Porter. Going inside.
And Kevin Porter getting to the cup. Let's go.
A reliable offensive contributor. Pulls up three-pointer.
And Sharp
Drops it from range.
again with another three. Nice defense from Josh Giddey.
Gotten 2 of 5 shots to fall this second quarter.
And Kevin Porter getting right around the defense. Let's go. Nice defense from AD. Nice save by Kevin Porter, too. We was about to throw that ball away. And Lonzo still came up with the steal. And it just threw away the ball with that lob. Back to Porter.
.133 left in the first half. Clock at 6.
AD Green from 3. Let's go. Nice defense from SGA. Let's go. And that's just too much space. From a man named Vic. Let's go from 3. Joel don't know he can shoot threes too. Nice defense from Vic.
Oklahoma City has gotten 6 of 10 3-pointers to drop. Gilgeous-Alexander against Ball.
And SGA getting to the cup. Let's go.
2 of 3 from the
Tyler
floor in the
Hero
third quarter.
trying to get to the cup.
Hero, the pass to Levine.
Out to Jaren Jackson.
Ball against Jackson.
Screen.
Takes it inside.
Got SGA corner. SGA getting from corner. Let's go.
They've been pretty far. Here's Gilgeous
And
Alexander.
SGA getting right to the cup. Let's go.
From the defense, not less.
Nice defense.
Oklahoma City's gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third. Levine against Ingram.
Nice screen. Zach cutting right to the basket. Let's go.
With the crossover.
Nice block from Sharp.
To the wing on the left.
Pulls up.
And Sharp wide open. Don't leave him like that. Sharp is gonna make you pay for it. Nice defense from Porter Jr.
Oklahoma City shooting it well at 59%.
Nice screen, and Porter Jr. getting right to the rack. Let's go. Nice defense from Sharp. Pushing the ball up the floor. Can't get all the way to the rack. Back up top. AD setting the screen.
That was influential with their training staff's approach. How is sports medicine?
And AD down low. Nice. Nice defense. Let's go. Got Porter Jr. High screen way out there. Porter Jr. can't get to the cup. Oh, got Sharp. Edie setting the screen. Sharp can't get to the rack. And Edie with a nice offensive board.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's the pick.
Out to AD. AD, big green. Let's go. And that's game time. 59-27, man. Straight blowout. The Sixers was putting up points later on in the game, though. Tristan Thompson was getting buku offensive rebound. It was just insane, the amount of rebounds he was getting over Zach Edey. I mean, he was just going 8 on the boards. But, I mean, still a really good game. Got our first look at Jaren Jackson Jr. Matter of fact, here you go right here.
But is defense where it starts?
Yeah, you know, the talking keeps me active, just being able to move my feet, being able to stay low on defense, you know, all those things keep you engaged. And when you do those things, you can make a big impact as the anchor of the team. And, you know, everybody else, they take pride in defense. So if I'm working with everybody else, it's great.
So he didn't really, like, score a lot. But, I mean, he did his thing, like, grabbing boards and just changing shots. Shaedon Sharp went insane. Like, literally. Hitting threes from everywhere. Crazy game. I'm not surprised he was player of the game. Let's go ahead and check out the big box scores, man. See how much Shaedon dropped. 118-54 is the final score. Shaedon Sharp 24-6. Zach LaVine had 18-4. SG had 14-10. AD had 14-6. Jaren Jackson Jr. dropped 12. Kevin Porter Jr. dropped 12. And Victor dropped 10-2. I mean, 10-12. Looking at the 76ers, Ball dropped 14. Thompson dropped 12 and 16. Like I said, getting all the boards. And that was pretty much it. Embiid got 14 rebounds, so not a bad game from them. I did want to check one thing, though, before. Oh, we do got a game against the Grizzlies. All right, so, yeah, instead of it being the ending of the 76ers, we got to end it with the Grizzlies to see LeBron. We got to play him on his new team, and I feel like that's going to be the game. Looking at the overview, we don't really have too much to do, man. Just talking to the team, and I know they're already complaining about minutes and stuff like that. So, I mean, we just got to get to the end of the season, play the Grizzlies, and our record is looking nice, 52-7, best record in the league, and just keep it up like that, man. If you guys stuck around this long in the video, I appreciate you, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next NBA 2K22 MyNBA episode where we will be taking on the Grizzlies for the last game of the season. I know the 76ers was supposed to be the last game, but I just feel like playing Brian just to see how they gonna play. Looking for the lineup. Yeah. That lineup looked vicious right there. And they got Tata coming off the bench. That lineup looked vicious. So I'm ready to see what them, you know what I'm saying, do they have what it takes to put us out of the playoffs? You never know. I don't know. We'll see in the next episode, man. I appreciate you guys. Catch you in the next one. It's your boy Sav, and I'm out. Peace.